a passion for networking, and he talks about the people and getting out in the community. He truly lives that and loves that. And so when I talk networking, and we were talking, I mean, he did have a lot to share because he has a lot of perspective on this. So prior to joining Country, he worked as a director of career services and education industry, where he was responsible for helping college graduates obtain employment and enter the workforce. So again, love for the community, love for employing people. So if you know people who need a job. And he's also retired U.S. Marine Corps, which he worked in, yay, thank you for your service, worked in recruiting and retention. So during his military career, was really stationed all over the place. Australia, Japan, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Iraq.
That's Bahrain.
Bahrain, I was like, is that a misspelled word? But not only internationally, but also throughout the U.S. So he's earned his bachelor's degree in business from Everett University, his master's degree in HR from the Penn State University, and he is currently a graduate of the Country Leadership Academy program. In addition to that, as if he has time, he does have time, and he gives back. And so his volunteer services include the crew chief for Atlanta Track Club. He was the president for West Georgia Technical College, and he is also on the Work Done Charities as the board of directors, member of the 100 Black Men, and he's also,
Wow.
and he's also a Catholic. Oh, that was so bad. That was so unprofessional. I'm sorry. And he's
We've been doing this for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks.
And he's still on the panel. Thank you. On the panel. So glad to have Hermon on the panel. And Missy Dugan, who is the president and CEO of Boys and Girls Club. So as I mentioned, she's the president and CEO of Boys and Girls Club, and I cannot wait for her to share how she got the role, where she oversees an organization of 25 clubs in 10 counties. So she joined Boys and Girls Club as a vice president of marketing and development and moved to the chief operating officer, and then now is the president and CEO. So prior to Boys and Girls Club, she served as a congressional aide to 2 members of the U.S. House Representatives. And prior to that, she was vice president of DNS Associates for nonprofit organization, specializing in capital and endowment campaigns to nonprofits. So she knows all about fundraising, all about networking, but also networking for capital, and how to leverage those networks to get results. So awesome. She holds a business degree from University of West Georgia, and numerous achievement awards through her work in, I know, I was like, West Georgia, numerous awards with Boys and Girls Club. And she also sits on the board to include the United Way of Greater Atlanta, and serves as a trustee of the University of West Georgia Foundation Board. And so she's served on boards, and so has Hermon, and we're going to also talk about boards and how to get on boards to increase your network. She is married to Senator Mike Dugan, who represents the 30th District of Georgia and the House of Representatives. So we are so glad to have Missy on the panel today. And last but certainly not least is the network king. When you talk networking and you want to see someone passionate about networking, you need to talk to Corey Moore. So let's give it up for Corey. So Corey, I'm going to read his bio and try not to interject as much, but I will. Because when you talk networking and really promoting networking and helping people get in the right environments to network, that is Corey Moore. Loves what he does, loves connecting with people, and loves when people connect with others. So he is passionately encourages entrepreneurs and sales professionals to increase their business through face-to-face networking. It's not just online, it's how do you do this face-to-face. And he attributes all of his success from networking. He is a firm believer it's not just what you know, nor who you know, but who knows you. So he has a little twist on that. Okay, I see you. And not only is he passionate networking, but he has a company called Pro Networker. So it's an online resource for business events, such as networking events, seminars, expos, and this event was on there. Yay! So if you want to find out where to go, and I don't know, and there's so much, you need to check out his Pro Networker. So he helps professionals locate the events, where they can find them, and he's going to talk about the 3 C's of networking: a client, a collaborator, and a competitor. How is that a network? I'm going to let him share it. So Pro Networker takes this notion a step further by creating business events. So Pro Networker has produced networking events with over 200 attendees, expos with over 500 attendees, and investor events which featured Damon John and Kevin Harrington, stars of ABC's Shark Tank. So lots that he does to promote not only networking but the events and how to get in the right place at the right time. So glad to have Corey on. So I am going to ask questions, but I want this to be interactive. So I have a laundry list of questions, and I'm going to kick us off, but I really want you all to engage with the panel as well. So ask questions, anything that you want to know. Now I'm cautious to say cries of outrage, but let's really use this panel for their expertise in networking. So the first thing is, Corey, I want you to elaborate on the 3 C's of networking.
3 C's of networking. So who owns a business? Okay, who doesn't own a business but is in sales?
It's everybody else.
Okay. So most times when people are networking, it's mostly sales professionals or entrepreneurs. So we're used to going to a networking event and looking for who? The clients. We're always used to that. But it's super, super rare to actually find a client at a networking event. It is extremely rare to find someone who needs exactly what it is that you do that moment in time, to be able to say, hey, I cut grass, I need somebody to cut my grass right now, let me give you some money. So what I figured out was, what's actually a better thing that you can actually look for are collaborators, which are people that you can align yourself with, so kind of carpool, let's say. But the other thing is competitors. Most times when we do a lot of workshops and we're talking about, hey, when you go to a networking event, most times people are trying to stay away from their competitor. Me, I actually go toward my competitor. Raise your hand if you've ever gotten a call from a competitor to give you money.
So what?
To give you money.
No. Yes.
Look.
2 people.
I know what you mean.
So where a competitor will call you to say, hey, I have business for you. Okay. So they're calling you to give you money. Okay. If your hand is not up, you are not living in business. Okay. What happens is most times people don't network with their competitors. So what ends up happening is, if you feel that you're going to be in the business that you're going to be in for the long haul, your competitor is now that person who, if you feel that you're going to outlive them or outbe in their business, if they go out of business or if they change businesses, who are they going to call to refer business to? And if you actually network with them, you'll be on what's called a short list of competitors, because the average person is not looking for them. I've gotten a call from 3 people who said, hey, I own an accounting firm as well. They said, hey, we're not going to do taxes anymore. Would you like our book of business? Yes, please. And it's because no one else had a relationship with them. And because I said, hey, no, I not only want to have a relationship with you, let's talk and stuff like that, then now I was available for that opportunity. So for me, when I go to networking events, I rarely look for clients. The one thing that I love looking for is competitors.
Awesome, thank you. So that was, a lot of people were like, whoa. So, thank you for sharing that perspective. So Missy, let's talk about the current role that you're in now, and tell us how you use networking to get into that role. I'm gonna move my chair a little bit.
So, I come at it a little different in that the whole purpose that I get to go into networking events is to talk about the great work that we do, and it's I think everybody has great purpose, right? So everybody should find that purpose. I love that you said that earlier, because when you do that, then you find passion behind that purpose, and it's really easy then to both talk and want to share with others about your work. But how I got my job currently, I've been working in Boys and Girls Clubs for 20 years. And I started as an administrative assistant at the Boys and Girls Clubs in Columbus, Georgia. And really made it, when I finally found my passion behind my work and realized the work that is done at Boys and Girls Clubs, I decided that this was going to be a career. And for me, that meant really getting to know others that were in my strategic group of people, which I loved. I'd never seen it placed in 3 pillars like that, so thank you for that. But that strategic group, which really was to inform how did I start to lay my groundwork for what I wanted to do. Not the job I'm in, but the job I had hoped to someday have. And by doing that, I got to meet a lot of really great people throughout the country that work in Boys and Girls Clubs. And one of those individuals happened to be the CEO of the Metro Atlanta organization 17 years ago. And I got to know him through a funding opportunity for the state of Georgia while I was in Columbus. He was the stalwart leader in Atlanta or in Georgia, and everyone listened to him. When he spoke, he was like E.F. Hutton, those old days. I mean, I'm probably the only one in the room that remembers those commercials. And so when Jerry spoke, people listened and really listened well about his leadership. So fast forward 17 years later, July 4th, I'm a born and raised Atlantan. I love the Peachtree. And my husband and I come home every year for the running of the Peachtree Road Race. This year was my 20th running. My first one was in 1999, so it was a lot of fun. But I came home, my family volunteered. This was kind of this annual pilgrimage for us. And I came home, we were in the military, came home,